Hello everybody, today we are going to be making paracord bracelets. So everybody should have received a paracord piece. This one's a little bit shorter than you are going to receive. What we're going to do first, you're going to fold it in half and you're going to find a center point. So everybody fold yours in half and find a center point. So it should look like this. Okay, once you've done that, this is the part where you're going to figure out how big you want your bracelet to be. So you're going to take this center point and you're going to hold it down here at the bottom and you're going to lay it on your wrist. And you might want to do this with a friend, but you're going to wrap the center point around your wrist and find how big you want your bracelet to be. And once you do that, you're going to save that spot on your bracelet so that you can see that you want it to be this long. Okay, so once you've figured out the length that you want your bracelet to be, you're going to hold that spot. You're going to make sure you're saving that spot, but you're going to turn it upside down so that you're making two ears with the ends of your paracord. So we're going to have to tie a knot here on the end. That's how we're going to start our bracelet. So we're going to do a stopper knot. So we're going to take this and we're going to loop it kind of like we're making a flower petal on a flower. And we're looping it around and then we're going to hold on to it. So you can see where I've crossed over the other paracord piece and I've made a loop. Now we're going to take this paracord and we're going to wrap it around the front and then over the back, push it through, and we've created our knot. And then we're going to we can do this with a friend. We're going to take it and we're going to pull it tight. Okay, so that you can see right here that it's made a knot. Okay, and then I'll show you what you're going to do next. Okay, now that we've made our knot, you can see that this cord is going underneath this loop right here. This is the cord that we're going to start with. We're going to start our braiding with this end right here, the one that has to go over the other, this part of the knot. Okay, so we're going to first take our paracord and we're going to cross it over again like we did before to make that flower petal loop. We're going to then cross the left hand paracord over that and then push it through the back. Okay, and then we're going to tighten it. Okay, so we're going to repeat that pattern over and over and over again. So you can see on this side now we've got our knot and our paracord going through this knot part. You can see how different it looks from this side to that side. So now we're going to cross this over, make our flower petal. We're going to cross this over and push it through. And then you're going to pull it tight. Okay, so now we're going to this side. We're going to make our flower petal by crossing it over to create that opening. We're going to cross over and push it through. Okay, so you're going to do that all the way down this whole entire loop till you get to the end. And once you do that, I'm going to show you what we're going to do from there. Okay, so now you have braided all the way down your looped portion of your bracelet, and then you're coming to the end. And you're going to keep doing this until you have a smaller loop. So this loop is a little bit too big. So we're going to continue braiding. So I just have a couple more to do. So I'm going to, again, cross it over, making my flower petal off to the side here. Then take the one on my right, cross that over to the back, push it through. This is the same pattern that you've been doing the whole time. Okay, but I'm just getting down to the end. It gets a little trickier at the end because there's not so much to hold on to. So we're going to cross it over again, and this gets tricky because you have to hold it. Cross this one over the front, push it through the back. We're almost there. Okay, and I can do probably one more because I'm going to have to put these cords down through this hole eventually to tie off my end. So I want it to be small enough where I can tighten it, but not too small where I can't push this through. So I think I could do one more. So we're going to cross it over, and again I'm going to have to hold it, and then cross the right one around the back, push it through. Okay, and I think we could probably still do one more because you'll see if you push on these, they get really tight, or you can pull them apart. So I think I can squish these together and do one more. So I'm going to cross it over, cross this one to the back, push it through. Okay, so I think that's a loop that I can probably handle here. And again, I want to tighten this up a little bit. Okay. Okay, so we're to the end here and we have our loop. So this time, instead of crossing over, we're going to put this one down through the middle. Okay. And we're going to leave it a loop here just for a second. And then we're going to take this one and we're going to push it up through here. And this is where it's a little tricky. So I'm going to have to squish it down to make the hole a little bit bigger. And I'm pushing it up. So now I've made 2 loops. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to bring this end up through this loop and pull, and I'm going to put this one down through this end and pull. So I'm putting one up through the middle, okay, and then I'm going to pull really tight. Okay, so you have 2 coming off the end here. And then you can slide it back down, push a little bit more space there. Okay, so now you have 2 ends hanging off, and you want to kind of pull that tight so it doesn't come undone. Okay, so then this is where we're going to then create the bracelet part of it, because we want it to be able to loop around and stay on our arm, on our wrist. So now you can see we've got 2 holes at the top here, and so I'm going to push down and pull these up so I can get those holes as big as I possibly can right there. Because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push this through here. Now this is going to be really difficult, so what you're going to do is you're going to try to get it through as much as you can. And then you're going to maybe take a pencil, and I have like a mechanical pencil here without the lead sticking out of it. And I'm going to just kind of give it a little shove through there. And if you need to, you might need to have your teacher help you a little bit. But I'm going to get it through there just enough where then I can then try to grab it with my fingernails and pull it through. And this is just going to take some grit. Just keep trying, pulling it down. And so you can see that my edge is catching on here, so I'm just going to keep shoving it through. There we go. See, now it came through. So I'm going to do the same with the other side. And again, it's going to be a little tricky, but you can do it. And I'm going to stick it in there, kind of give it a boost through there. There we go. See? And we want it, see, this is pretty, these loops are really big, so this is sliding through here really easily. And we really don't want it to slide that easily because we want it to stay on your wrist. So I'm going to shove all of this down a little bit, make those holes a little bit smaller, so I can feel it's a little bit tighter now. So what it's going to do is it's going to be able to slide around your wrist like this, and you're going to be able to pull it tight like that. But we have to be able to knot this now, because we don't want this coming back out again, because that's going to be hard to have every time you put it on. You don't want to have to thread them through. So we're going to put another stopper knot down at the end. Okay, so I'm going to show you again. The stopper knot is going to be just like we did before, where we have 2 ends. So we're creating a loop, crossing it over, and then this one goes down around the back and through. Okay, and that's going to create a knot. That's going to keep it. And then we will cut off these ends. And we want to pull really tight on this to make it really, so it's not coming off. Then we'll cut off the ends here, and then we're going to take a flame, a candle flame or a lighter, and we're going to melt this because this is plastic. And that way they don't come undone. So now you can see it's not going to come off, but it's big enough that you can slip it on your wrist, and then you can pull it tight, and then we'll cut off these ends. So you're going to have a little bit hanging off here. So if you have a small hand, you could put this knot up here a little bit further so you don't have as much hanging down. So that's something that you need to play with there. And that is how you make a paracord bracelet.